When you are part of the problem, do you really think that you have any form of moral high ground saying that those who abuse the tools you've given them is actually a bad thing? Hey guys, Twisty here. I wanted to avoid talking about this specific person as much as possible. However, this guy just doesn't shut up. He's kind of like a Verlisify in some sense, given the fact that he's also a giant hypocrite. But we're gonna talk about this in just a second. We're of course talking about Kurt, aka Kaphotics. A guy who is responsible for the introduction of the general public into PK hacks. I forgot what the program was called for just a minute. Where is his update post? Here. PK hacks, a Pokemon save file editor. He is the person who created it as far as my research is based. So, how in the fuck does this mental deficiency idiot think that he has any moral high ground telling anyone who's actually using the tool that they're bad people? It's kind of like a warmonger telling everyone that they should strive for world peace. It just doesn't mix with what you're doing. Hey, Kurt, here's a solution. If you don't want people to cheat and hack in Pokemon, get rid of PK hacks. It's that simple. Have you actually ever shown any video proof of how you do this? I'm not sure. Common faults includes usual suspects, sloppy copies. Yeah, again, are any of these tracked from the actual game? If so, how did you do it? Because as long as I don't see you taking those exact teams, those rental teams, those gift teams, whatever they may be, and you're then reverse engineering every Pokemon on a video, I don't believe any of this fucking garbage. You could have created all of these yourself just for the sake of calling everyone a hacker. Because your scrutiny just doesn't add up. Blah blah blah. Players are no longer being caught with bad move memories, missing overworld RNG correlation. Again, you could alter all this yourself just to make it look like people are actually learning from your post, giving you way more influence than you actually deserve to have. And yes, those shiny bots, those hack bots, they exist. That's a thing, yes. But they usually have a very distinct name. So, still don't buy it. Of course, when you look at Mr. Verlisify, the mental deficiency prime example, he is of course going on, everyone is hacking, everyone is cheating, blah blah blah, Wolfie cheats, blah blah blah. Oh look, you lost more subscribers. Just stop having a shut the fuck up. And honestly, I would talk about this, but just going through the preview, YouTube, play the preview. Shut your stupid mouth. I'm an avid Pokemon fan, played Gen 4 as my starting gen, so I was absolutely hyped when they put not only nostalgia in the form of BDSP, but also a screamer, Pokemon Legends Arceus. With Pokemon releasing games back to back, it is exactly why I think Pokemon Gen 9 will be a massive letdown. It's at least someone who's concerned. While I understand that it looks like it's too soon, I recently learned from Johto Johnny, one of the best Pokemon creators we have right now. Trust me, just drop him a follow. or a sub, as they say on YouTube, and just check him out for yourself. He actually puts scrutiny in what he does, and he absolutely is one of the best. To start off, so he explained in one of his videos that there are actually two different teams working on Pokemon games. And they're always working on two different games at a time, while some members of one team may, when their process is close to finished or finished, they move over to help out the other team with their process. So while I understand the fear of Gen 9 will actually be bad, that is a thing that people think about, it doesn't really add up to scrutiny because there are two teams. There's always different sections of the staff of Game Freak that work at different projects. So, to start off with, it has only been 2 years since Sword and Shield came out. And one more until the destined release date of Gen 9. For Arceus and BDSP, it's less than a year ago. This explains one thing. Pokemon, Game Freak, and Nintendo want to churn out as many games as possible during the pandemic because everyone is stuck at home. I can't see the reason behind that statement. However, I don't think that that's necessarily true. Yeah, sure, the pandemic would be a good point to bring out more games because people are more at home. However, you have to realize that the development cycle of those set games would also be influenced by the pandemic at one point or another, because you cannot 100% avoid every single staff member at Game Freak to be COVID free. So I'm pretty sure that the development cycle of the Pokemon games that have been developed in COVID times actually got a little bit of a delay or a little bit of a hiccup because of COVID. So while I understand where he's coming from, I have to disagree. They want to repeat the hype Animal Crossing New Horizons had when it was released. That was just because it's Animal Crossing. It's literally the most casual of all games imaginable, and it appeals to every single age. So, no. This is something I can't see happening very successfully. The hype is there, but the level isn't. The level of what? And the reason is because we're still immersed in PLA and BDSP, and for some Sword and Shield. Is that supposed to be Sword and Shield? Because that's usually the abbreviation for Soul Silver. The spotlight is diluted, and the strategy would fail easily. Again, two teams, two different projects at all times. It's really not holding up to scrutiny to say it like that. And yes, we are still immersed in PLA and BDSP, but that doesn't take away from the fact that while we still play certain games, that Nintendo is still diligently working at other stuff. So no, this also doesn't hold up. In addition to that, despite Scarlet Violet looks to be using the PLA engine, it doesn't look as good as what PLA gave us. It is offering something else. I wouldn't say it's better, but I also wouldn't say it's worse. It's just something else. Things look to be off regarding the graphic. I mean, there was that one stuttering, what's it even called? Hoppip! There was like that one stuttering Hoppip in the background that I noticed very early on, but that's absolutely nothing to write home about at this point. I made a big deal out of it in the last time I talked about Scarlet Violet, but it's really not. It's so far in the back, people wouldn't even bother to look at it. It's fine, trust me, it's fine. Though I can't pin down exactly how, it is a massive alarm to me that this game is not going to reach the amount of details PLA had. To be fair, PLA had a level of love and care in the Pokemon interactions, and that I don't think will ever be replicated. Like, literally, I don't think it will ever be replicated to the level that PLA did. Scarlet Violet may just copy paste those exact interactions into its own code, which honestly, it would be fine. Trust me, it would be fine when a developer puts something in and in terms of coding and they want to keep using that code. They are in their right to do so. I've always said that. I will always stick by that. Whether you think that that is lazy development or just taking something that was extremely loved and hyped and whatever else you can say about it, and they're putting in because of that, that's not for me to decide. Finally, can tell the development team slacked off in the Pokemon designs. Okay. Starters have some flaws here, there. For example, for Coco, I don't think that that's the case. Visually creative, but not brilliant. Please tell me you didn't think that the Sword and Shield starters were brilliant. Quaxley is very evident based on some sort of swashbuckler, and to me it's not bad. But it's no fun knowing already what might happen to the evolution form. That's the antithesis of the Pokemon community, always wanting to create fan art of what the final evolutions may actually look like. So I don't see that. Unless Game Freak pulls a massive surprise. Sprigatito is the best of all three. That's a statement that I agree with. If you disagree, that's totally fine. You have your favorites. You're allowed to have your favorites. And no matter its design and future build-up, it's best of both worlds. But there's a deadly flaw. Is he actually scrolling? Like, I'm not gonna listen to his obnoxious voice. You can't make me. Okay, there's a little bit of scrolling here. We just had Litten in Gen 7. Never in Pokemon did we have a copy of an animal between such a short span. We did a Squirtle and Turtwig, but the designs were vastly different. This also applies to Fuecoco and Totodile, and I must say Totodile is miles better for now. That's just an opinion. That's nothing to actually take at face value. Like, all of this is basically an opinion, because there definitely is a lack of research in this entire post. So don't put this as someone who's done his diligence in researching this, and no, that just didn't happen with this person. As much as I would love to think otherwise, but it just shows that all of this is superfluous fears that really don't amount to anything. There are telltale signs the creativity is running dry for Game Freak, and they did not have time to replenish that. To be fair, we're having over 900 Pokemon. Do we have over 900? Yeah, if we count the Hisuian forms as different. Yeah, we have over 900 Pokemon, easily. So, it's just natural that there are gonna be some hiccups in terms of creativity. But we also have to admit the fact that sometimes we just shouldn't compare Pokemon. There was a comparison made between Totodile and Fuecoco. They kind of have like that dinosaur aesthetic or that reptile aesthetic, surely. But why compare these two? They're different types, they have different origins. Why compare them? That's something that I learned from Pokemon Legends Arceus. I shouldn't compare anything to anything else. I shouldn't compare a trailer that looks like it's taken straight from one game, and then immediately draw the connection that the game is going to be an exact copy of the inspiration. That's just lazy. I did that myself. I have to put my hands up here. But I learned from that, and I'm going to do that less and less. The decision to try put games out because of the possible sales would probably backfire and harm the community and popularity in the long run. So for me, I'm going to wait for a month or two, let the reviews come in before deciding whether I should buy Gen 9. I don't mind being spoiled. That said, everything is still not set in stone. That's a good assessment. Just because you saw one trailer doesn't make the game an immediate masterpiece, and also doesn't say that the game is going to suck. It's one trailer. Chill the fuck out, guys. If you were overhyped or underhyped. It's just a trailer. Jesus. He's going on about sales figures again. Probably just shit-talking Pokemon Legends Arceus here again, because this mental deficiency idiot has nothing else in his life. So that's why he would absolutely go back and just bash PLA, because that's the only thing that will give his life meaning. Here, he highlighted despite SV looking to be using the PLA engine, he's going to flip his shit. I can guarantee, without having seen a single second of this bullshit video, I know exactly that he's going to call this person an idiot for making that comparison. Because that's how Verlisify is. If Pokemon and Nintendo decide to push back the release date to allow for better development, or Gen 9 can surprise us in a big way, pull an upset on me, I'll gladly buy the game. So at the end he says that he's willing to accept surprises. This guy is not strictly delusional. I mean, this guy is, but the person who wrote the post definitely isn't. He's just concerned that Pokemon may put out a game for the wrong reasons, and I can understand why. Like, it's... To me, it also looked like the game was coming out too soon, but that was before I had the full information that 2 different teams work on 2 different projects at all times. So, no, the timing is not too soon. So yeah, that was a rather short one this time around. Because I didn't listen to a single word this mental deficiency dumbass was saying. And therefore, you can make it a lot faster. Oh, there are also comments. You're judging way too much of a single reveal trailer. That one is true. Which is also something that this guy is doing as well. And he's probably saying that, yeah, you can't say from one trailer that something is good or bad. Which is hypocritical, because from the first PLA trailer, he said the game is garbage. From the first Scarlet Violet trailer, Verlisify said the game looks like a masterpiece. You gotta be pretty to go there. Oh my god. I actually already forgot what this person said about Sword Shield. By the time the game... It will be 3 years by the time the game comes out. That is more than enough time. Looks better. That's actually a good post. I usually stay away from Reddit, and this surprises me that someone on Reddit is actually logical enough to have a calm post. So, Zenvarak, you get the I'm surprised about Redditors award of the month. It looks better so far than Sword and Shield could have ever hoped to be. That's absolutely factually correct. And that just be screenshots so far. It's going to be just fine. Doesn't mean we will like it, but it won't be a flop. Yeah, fair assessment. I can get behind that. Or they might have been developing Sword and Shield for a long ass time. It's been their sleeper game waiting to shock us all in a good way. I don't know, I think your take is garbo. There we have it, the typical Redditor style. So, the Pokemon, you take one singular person and you say it's the Pokemon community as a total. You're bleeding subscribers because you're a fucking asshole. So yeah, that's everything. I spared you 14 minutes of a stupid shit talk with my own shit talk. So yeah, you know the options you have on YouTube. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.